Hi there, my name is Jeff Papen, and I'm a Pierce County Sheriff's Deputy. I've been with the Sheriff's Department for almost 25 years now. Started out working as a corrections officer in the jail. I was there for about 4 years, and it was great. And while I was there, I supervised inmates and was a court escort, and that was a lot of fun and super educational. And then for about the last 20 plus years, I've been working as a deputy on the streets, and I've worked patrol on swing shift, graveyard, and day shift. I also had a lot of fun working for a community support team for about 6 years, and for the last 9 years I've been assigned as a school resource officer with the Puyallup School District. That's been great too, and so when schools are out on break or vacation, I go back and work patrol. It's a nice change of pace and keeps me fresh and connected with the rest of the department. The schools are really diverse. I work out of elementaries, junior highs, and high schools, and each day is a little different. It's never boring. We're always super busy. I can't think of the last time I started out my day when I had nothing to do and I could kind of dictate whatever I wanted to do. It's usually just responding constantly to the various, problems or situations that are happening with kids in schools. But, on any given day, I can be working with students, and it could be assaults, or it could be over drugs, alcohol, abuse situations in the home. Everything that we deal with on the streets, we deal with in the schools. Another thing that's completely different is, and I think is unique, and for me it's one of the most special moments I've had in the role of a police officer. I mentioned I've been a school resource officer with the Puyallup School District, and in 2014 that senior class asked if I would be their commencement speaker for their graduation, and the thought of that terrified me. But I can tell you that being able to speak to that class and to their families and to their friends, there was about 7,000 people there. I never pictured that would be something I would have an opportunity to do, or that anyone would want to hear what I had to say. They just said, "Jeff, talk to us for 15 minutes, inspire us, motivate us, and prepare us to go out into the real world from here." So I took it as a huge honor and a huge challenge, and I'll never forget that day. So that was a pretty special moment too. But work was never a dirty word growing up. It was something that we were raised to embrace and appreciate, and know that, if you're lucky enough to be healthy, and then you're lucky enough to have a life of working hard at something. So I've always been able to work hard, whether it be odd jobs around the house, and then I kind of threw myself into sports through high school and working hard at that. And now I work hard at being a husband and a dad and a deputy. Where do I start? So I've been lucky enough to be married for 23 years, and I have 2 sons. One's in college, and one will be a senior in high school this year. And it's kind of top of my list, in terms of priority. It's God first, family second, and everything else comes third. It just so happens that third is usually being a deputy and working as an SRO, because that's what I do with so much of my time. And I'm lucky to do it. It's hard work, but it's good work if you can get it. There are days on this job when I say to myself, and sometimes I say it out loud to a friend, I can't believe I get paid to do this job. But what I like best about this job, I think overall, is that it's different. You never know what you're going to get each day. Our community in Pierce County is such a melting pot of people from around the world. We really have a diverse community, and you never know who you're going to be dealing with, from what walk of life they come from. And I think it's unique to get a front row seat into people's houses and to look at their lives. Unfortunately, people aren't usually calling the police because a good thing has happened or they want to call and tell you something great. It's usually you're responding because something has gone wrong, or in some cases it's the worst day of someone's life. But the best part of this job is that you never know what you're going to get, and there's always something new and challenging. What I like least is we've always felt on some level like there's a target on our backs. We've been trained to feel that way. We've been trained to know that, hey, people will call you when they need you, but they don't always want the police in their life. And for that reason, I feel like more than ever, there's a target on my back. Just because of the uniform, people judge you, whether they know you or don't know you, and for different reasons. Sometimes it's because they've had a bad interaction with the police and it's left them soured, and sometimes it's because maybe just because they've been watching that 24/7 news cycle, and some story about a bad act that occurred involving police has been shown over and over and over again, and they think, well, that's the norm with police officers. So they just kind of draw their own conclusions and form their own opinions about who police are. They don't know them, or they don't know what they're about. But it does actually work the other way too, So we're always watching, and we're always being aware of our surroundings, and we notice when people are watching us, or we try to. A couple of weeks ago, I was filling up my gas tank. Now I'm at the gas station, I'm pumping my fuel, and it's those are kind of times and places where I feel a little vulnerable. So I'm always looking around, and I noticed this guy from nearby. He was at a different gas station watching me. I was thinking, I don't know why this guy's watching me. Maybe he doesn't like police, but I was aware of it. And it didn't take long before he actually drove over to where I was, and he got out of his car, and he was respectful, and he actually asked, hey, can I come over and see you? I said, sure. And he walked a little closer, and he was a construction worker of some sort. He was a blue-collar guy. He was a big guy, and he kind of towered over me. And as he approached, I could tell he wanted to say something, but he couldn't quite find the words. He paused, and I just waited patiently for what he had to say. And he asked, "Can I shake your hand?" And I said, "Absolutely." And he shook my hand, and he didn't let go right away, like someone would shaking your hand. He kind of held it for a minute, and he looked down at me, and a tear came out of his eye. And he just said, "I don't know you, and I just want you to know, I was watching you as you fill up your gas tank, and you really look around. You never feel safe, do you, quite?" And I said, we get in the habit of watching out for ourselves and others. And that tear came out, and he said, "I want you to know I care about you, and I'm really sad for you guys, and I'm sorry for what's going on in this country, and I'm sorry that you have to feel like you have to watch your back." And those kind of moments really carry you through tough times like what we're going through in this department and in this country too. And it means a lot. And sometimes you can't find the right words to express your appreciation for what he just did and said. And sometimes it's just a look, but I just told him how much I appreciated that, and thanked him for coming over to share that. And he just kind of nodded and walked away quietly. But those moments mean a lot to us. And it's a reminder to us also that sometimes we feel like we're hated. Sometimes we feel like, we do have a bullseye on our back. But there's more people in our community and in our society who do appreciate us, and they do care for us. Unfortunately, those aren't the ones we have to worry about. And we spend a lot of our time thinking about the ones we do have to worry about. They don't have to be great in numbers. They just have to exist. And that alone makes us, puts us on edge a bit. Makes it a little bit tougher to do our job some days. It's nice when someone gives you a wave or a smile. We are approachable. We are humans just like anyone else. We're really not that much different from anyone else. And a smile, a wave, goes a long ways. And so don't be afraid to approach us, to tell us hello, or hey, I hope you have a good day. I tell students when I work with them in the school environment all the time, and oftentimes it's over something that they've done wrong, or there's some discipline or accountability. Listen, today was not a good day for you. What happened today shouldn't define who you are. This isn't personal. It's accountability, but it's not personal. You know, there's no way that I judge who you are based upon your actions today. There's no way that I want the burden of carrying that with me even. It's too much. It's not my job to go around and judge people. I think sometimes people don't know how to react around this or how to behave around this. And the answer to that is simple. Just treat us like you want to be treated. If you were in my shoes today and you were driving this car wearing this uniform and we had this interaction, how would you want to be treated? And do that. I love talking to people who are exploring the idea of becoming a police officer. I love having those conversations because they can be really long and in-depth, and you can cover so much ground and talk about so many things. But generally speaking, when someone tells me that, hey, I want to be a police officer, tell them if that's what you want to do, then pursue it. And don't stop pursuing it until that you accomplish that. And I felt discouraged at times too. And I even questioned, I wonder if this is what I'm supposed to do. But I really felt like that it was a calling for me. And I didn't give up. And I'm glad I didn't, because I really feel like, even on the worst days, I feel like this is where I'm meant to be. The second piece I would tell them is, as a young police officer, don't ever forget who you are today and the person you want to become tomorrow. Understand those things about yourself, and don't let the job of being a police officer take you off course, because it can if you're not careful. It'll take you in a completely different direction at times. Just remember the important things about who you are and who you want to be tomorrow and the next day, and stay on that path.
So whenever you're ready.
Okay. You looking at me again?
You looking at me?
Again? This is not going to do anything for my credibility, but I kind of like Eminem.
I do like Eminem.
Do you?
I do.
See?
Yes.
I
fact-
can go.
Awesome.
You want me to spit this gun out, don't you?
You don't have to.
I'm nervous.
Are you?
I don't know. I want to make sure that you get a product that's good, but we all have different ideas about what's good, so I'm thinking, what's Jason want?
Awesome.
What's Jason want? He doesn't tell me anything. He says talk and then he laughs a lot. I'll be planning a wedding for Jason's youngest daughter and my youngest son. Look at that. I out-talked your battery life.
You did, man.
Dude. You want to record and we'll do the...
Oh, I am right now.
He's sneaky. He's sneaky. Don't trust him. No soup for you.
But I bumped it, so I gotta fix it. Huh?
Did I tell you I'm old?
What?
Did I tell you I'm old?
You're old.
But dude, I don't expect you to use everything I say. I expect you to toss most of it, actually. You don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know me. What, you looking at me? 'Cause I'm looking around. I don't see nobody else here. You gotta be looking at me. Sometimes you look.
That's going in.
That's all I have to say about that.
Always.